Well, here's the next installment of Hulk Hogan. I won't focus much on his RNC speech here. However, I will show some of his wrestling clips and get into the Macho Man aspect. Now, regular people will think this is nonsense, but realize how these Satanists program people long in advance. First, I will play the one clip from Hogan's RNC speech that references Randy Savage.
You know something? I've seen some great tag teams in my time. Hulk Hogan and, ooh yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage.
So why Randy Savage? Well, Mr. Savage showed up in some predictive programming alongside Hulk Hogan. But first, let me get into some numbers. He was born on November 15th and died on May 20th. Nothing significant there in regards to day of the year or days remaining in the year. However, he did die at 58 years old. So when I saw this, it made me think of Trump. After all, Trump Tower officially has 58 floors, although Trump says it has 66. Mar-a-Lago has 58 bedrooms. Trump was the 58th quadrennial president as a result of the 2016 election. That election was on November 8th. This coming election is on November 5th. So the 8th and the 5th, or 5-8 in reverse. In 1958, Trump was 12 years old. 1958 plus 58 is 2016, the year he would be elected president. There was a Quantum Leap episode where the main character goes back to 1958 and takes a young Trump for a ride in a taxi. Good to enter the stars for discovering a lot of the 58 numbers in regard to Trump. There was also a 1958 episode of a Western series where there is a character named Trump. This character wanted to build a wall of sorts and sold umbrellas. Umbrellas are symbolic of syringes. Both items have a part called the ferrule. That's a quick summary of the number 58 in regards to Trump. Now, people listening to this might think mentioning Trump in relation to Randy Savage sounds dumb, but the connection these two have is their foreknowledge of the twin buildings that fell in 2001. But more on that in a moment. Now for Randy Savage's wife, Elizabeth Hewlett. She was born on November 19th, which, of course, that's 1119, or 911 backwards. It's also the 323rd day of the year. November 19th also has 42 days remaining in the year. How old was Elizabeth when she died? 42 years old. Strange. Almost suggesting there was foreshadowing as to when she would die. She died on May 1st. That's the day the Illuminati was founded, according to official history. Both Randy and Elizabeth were born in November. Both also died in May. Weird. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. You see, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan were tag teamed together called the Mega Powers. Maybe some are aware that one of their most famous matches in truther circles was their match with the Twin Towers. The match was held on November 24th, 1988. That's right, 1988, for a time and space reference. The actual twin buildings had 8 sides, not 4. There were bevels at each corner. That counts as a side. So 8 sides and 8 sides for 88. In place of the missing tower, there are now 88 xenon lights. Here's another coinkydink. Macho Man did a series of Slim Jim ads. And what do some truthers call the twin buildings? The Slim Towers. How about that? Here's another thing I discovered while looking into Mr. Savage. I remember that Spider-Man movie where Savage played the role of Bonesaw. However, I forgot that character was based on Crusher Hogan from the original 1960s comic. What are the odds of that? A comic character named Crusher Hogan, played by Macho Man, who is also teamed up with Hulk Hogan in the 80s. Strange. So now for the fun part. I'm going to play some clips from Macho Man and Hulk Hogan's wrestling past.
We're going to have one whale of a main event right here after this commercial message.
Right off the bat, we see Vince McMahon as the announcer. Notice the graphic. It actually has a depiction of the real twin buildings behind the logo, connecting the wrestlers and the buildings. Alright, next clip.
Twin Towers, take it, Mean Gene.
First with me at this time, the Slickster, Akeem, the African Dream, and a big boss man. Gentlemen, is this the match you wanted all along, or are you going to continue your terrorist attacks?
So the Twin Tower characters are being called terrorists. At the time when this aired, no one would have considered the concept of predictive programming. And notice, one of the Twin Tower wrestlers is a policeman. A likely reference to the coming police state that would result from the real-world event. Police are also called cops. Cops is short for copper a copper or blue blood reference. And lots of copper is needed for the Electric Kingdom. Also, the other wrestler represents the Muslim element in regards to the towers. On to the next clip.
All right, thank you, Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, the lovely Elizabeth. 3 people working as one with one goal in mind, to defeat, or should I say demolish, the Twin Towers.
Demolish the Twin Towers, he says. So who are the mega powers? Is that a reference to the true people who run this world? The powers that be planning on turning the towers into dust? And notice the lightning bolt on Macho Man's outfit. Does this foreshadow the coming Electric Kingdom? Everything is coded. Next clip.
Hulk Hogan, you talked about the triangle of love. Jesse Ventura says there's a problem. Explain.
Well, you know, Mean Gene, you get right to the heart of the matter with that question, brother. It's the love, man, that's going to supercharge the mega powers and tear down the Twin Towers.
Here they talk about the triangle of love supercharging the mega powers to bring down the Twin Towers. I believe they are using coded language here to tell us how, back in 1988, how they would bring down the towers. Does the triangle of love represent a possible 3 elements that brought down the towers? What do you think? The supercharging part could be a reference to Nikola Tesla technology. Tesla figured out how to melt steel with frequencies. He took an airplane with an aluminum hull with a steel engine for his experiment. He used this weapon and melted the plane's engine, but it left the aluminum plane body intact. People may not know, but the twin buildings had an aluminum exterior, but steel beams. Some people believe that it was Tesla's technology that was partly responsible for the fall of the towers. Next clip.
This man, what were your thoughts then?
Oh yeah, Mean Gene, I can still feel the pain when that cold steel bit into Miss Elizabeth's wrist right there. And when her muscles were torn, my muscles were torn. When her bone was bruised right there, I felt the pain. Hulk Hogan felt the pain, and I can still feel the pain right now.
The way Macho Man talks here, it makes me think of some kind of symbiosis. Remember the G.I. Joe characters Tomax and Zaymot? They were twins, and when one of them got hurt, the other felt it. Now for the final part of this Mega Powers clip.
And Hulk Hogan, that pain won't stop until the Twin Towers come crumbling down. Oh yeah, right now tonight on prime time, yeah.
Now are you understanding why Trump called on Hulk Hogan to speak at the RNC? If not, here's another wrestling match that will help. In it, Hogan switches sides and attacks his former ally, Macho Man. Kind of like Order 66, where the troopers turn against the Jedi. Now this match was from 1996. That's 9-6 for an inversion reference. I will play a series of clips and then comment.
The Macho Man is up. Double axe handle, got it.
Nash is down, he's got Nash down. Savage is...
Oh, no. Go get him, Hulkster.
Yeah, but whose side is he on?
What are you talking about?
Whose side is he on?
What are you talking about? What is he doing?
My God!
Is he the third man?
He's the third man!
Right down the drain, kid. I hope you love it. You just sold your soul to the devil.
The announcers are excited to see Hogan, but then they ask whose side is he on, foreshadowing an inversion. Hogan then proceeds to attack his former friend. Then they ask if he is the third man. Once again seems to be talking about a third element. And finally, they say he sold his soul to the devil. The average person will take this as a common phrase, but they are telling you he has sold his soul to Satan. Next clip.
Well, I told you so. Enjoy it, my friend. You got to look yourself in the mirror. You got to stand up and look in the mirror.
Remember, everything is scripted in this reality. Here they make a man in the mirror reference. There are images of Obama with him looking into the mirror. There are also images of Trump looking into a mirror. Jimmy Fallon played Trump's doppelganger on his show. The man in the mirror is your twin from the other side, almost like the mirror on the wall from Snow White, the dark spirit on the other side. And don't forget the song Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. And for another time and space reference, this song was released in 1988 for 88. On to the next clip.
Well, the first thing you gotta realize, brother, is this right here is the future of wrestling. You can call this the new world order of wrestling, brother.
Ha! Too funny. The New World Order of Wrestling. I don't think I need to say any more about that clip. So time for the next.
That's why these two guys here, the so-called outsiders, these are the men I want as my friends. They're the new blood of professional wrestling, brother. And not only are we gonna take over the whole wrestling business with Hulk Hogan and the new blood, the monsters with me, we will destroy everything in our path.
Here he refers to his new buddies as the outsiders. Didn't I just say the man in the mirror is from the other side? Very similar. He also calls them the new blood of professional wrestling. Well, just look at this Illuminati card called New Blood. The card mentions a violent group, but look at the picture. The people are different colors, as if they weren't human. Are they monsters or are they possessed? This ties into Hogan saying his new friends are monsters, that they take over everything and destroy everything in their path. Here's another clip expressing pretty much the same thing.
With Hulk Hogan and the New World Organization of Wrestling, brother, me and the new blood by my side, what you gonna do when the New World Organization runs wild on you?
So after seeing all that, what do you think? The same Hulk Hogan that said he is starting a new world order of wrestling is speaking on Trump's behalf. People will just take that as entertainment, but some of us know better. They hide certain truths under the guise of entertainment. So what do these two have in common? We are told by the conservative experts that Trump is fighting the world order, that he is fighting the deep state. Yet, Hogan isn't fighting it, he's a part of it. So wouldn't there be a conflict? Wouldn't Trump tell Hogan he's not welcome since he's fighting the thing he's a part of? Doesn't add up. It's not consistent. There's a lot of inconsistency in alternative conservative media. This is just another example. Yes, Trump knew about the September 2001 event before it happened. So did Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. They all made the deal. As the clip stated, they sold their soul to the devil. Even Rudy Giuliani knew about the event before it happened. They all serve the same master. I'm sure I could keep going, but this video is already running long. So thanks for watching. Stay with Jesus.